All right, what we brought for you here is a part of a chimney. The chimney that is on top of the roof of your building where your smokehouses are located. Now you see in here there is an airflow, and in this airflow there are many small little styrofoam particles. Now these little particles, those represent the fine dust particles in the exhaust air in your chimney. Now there is a problem. We need to somehow get the fine dust out of the air. How do we do that? In this demonstration unit there is a fine dust filter integrated that works with a high voltage, and through the thread in the middle a high voltage is now being built up, and through that an electronic charge is transmitted to every single of the smoke particles inside the airflow. Now what you can see is that the particles leave the airflow and attach to the side of the walls of the chimney. It looks like as if it had turned magnetic all of a sudden, and all the particles are being attracted to it. This is the principle how this electrostatic fine dust particle filter works.
Right, and so there was a butcher in Switzerland, and he was in a neighborhood where there were a lot of other people, and he was smoking, and so in order to help that the people don't have to smoke around his neighbors, so he would have to install an electrostatic filter exactly like this on his roof. But then he thought, well, why not put that directly inside my smoke chamber, charge up the smoke positively, and then put it directly to the product. So instead of putting the fine dust to the chimney, we put it directly to the product and use it up inside the smokehouse. So maybe that would help and give some certain advantages. So what we now, 10 years later, have is a retrofit package that you can put inside the existing smokehouse and filter the smoke inside the smokehouse, use it up completely, put everything on the product, and that's how it looks like when we install it. And well, now you probably ask, okay, what are the advantages from that?
The advantages are quite interesting. What we achieve with this retrofitting system is up to 70% faster smoking steps. So you can significantly reduce the time you need to smoke the product inside your chamber. At the main time, just as you saw in the demonstrator, all the fine dust particles are being used up inside the chamber. 98% of the fine dust particles are used in the chamber. And because the product has to spend less time inside the smokehouse, there is less loss of mass. So the wagon you take out at the end of the smoking step has more yield on it, which you can sell in the storefront.
We have actually a client who does a lot of bacon, and he does the bacon on around 40-45 degrees Celsius. And in order to get that color, he needs to put the bacon roughly about 2.5 hours in smoking times. And we were able to reduce the smoking time for this bacon to around 1 hour with a retrofit Ionsmoke. And because that hour and a half that it was less in the smokehouse, it's actually come out with a lot less weight, less weight loss. So instead of a 17% weight loss, we have only a 13 to 14% weight loss. In a return on investment, that was around a couple months because he does a lot of bacon.
We have another installation. This photo we took in Anchorage, Alaska. Those are salmon stripes. And in this facility has 4 smokehouses. And because the neighbors were complaining about the smell of the smoke, he had to install afterburners on the roof. So there is a continuous flame burning into the exhaust flow to get rid of the fine dust. Now, we retrofitted all of his 4 existing chambers with Ionsmoke, so the smoke is being used up inside the chamber. He was able to switch off all the afterburners on the roof. The neighbors didn't see a difference. They didn't know that the afterburners were turned off. But the guy who runs the facility, he sees a big difference in his wallet. He is saving $5,000 worth of natural gas every month because there is no need to purchase gas anymore because his afterburners are retired now.
Yes, and the $5,000 was over a year ago. So now the prices have shot up. So probably he's going to save even more right now. So we are focused on retrofits, and we were market ripe around 2020 when Corona started, but still we were able to install around 30 installations, mostly in Switzerland, in Canada and the US. And we do fish, we do meat, we do cheese, and we do all sorts of brands. And
also, if you have the time and still walk around on the second last day of IFFA, you pass by the big booths of the smokehouse producers. You look inside their smokehouses very carefully. At some producers, you will already see our system installed, but not at all of them, not yet.
We want to actually really try to bring down the energy consumption and help the traditional smoking, so you can still use your traditional wood chip smoke and you have less of an environment impact. And as for the end, what we have is some Moschbräckli from Switzerland, sliced up from a client who has a traditional smokehouse which we retrofitted, and she has that up to 70% less smoke time. And you can come over to our booth, which is right over there. Try it for yourself, and try if you can smell if that is anything different than a completely natural smoke. Thank you.
Thank you so much.